Stop it. As you can see, this is our new Oztent, our King Kokoda chair. Now I went to a number of caravan shows and I was sitting my ass in all the chairs I could find. As soon as I sat in this one, I went, yeah, this is the one I want. Look, I really like Oztent stuff. Obviously I've got Fox Wing awning, which is Oztent/Rhino. I've been very happy with that. Shut up. So a link to the description up there so you can have a look at either just the review, the repair, or you can have a look at the comparison video, which is between the Fox Wing and the 30-second awning with me and Steve. There was one concern about this one, is that it doesn't pack down as little as some of the normal camp chairs. So you can see this is a fairly sizable chair packed up. So I was a little bit concerned about that, but it was so comfortable, I thought I just want one. So let's pull this one out. I haven't pulled it out of the bag yet, so I've got no idea what's in it, other than the chair, hopefully. Good to know that the bag is going to open up to a decent size and allow me to get the chair in and out. It's not going to be like a tent where I've got to squeeze it back in. Now this is actually going to be the first time that I've opened up this chair, so if I'm honest, I don't know how it works, and I probably should have done that at the shop before I pulled the trigger on it. But anyway, let's have a look. So there's a couple of latches there. Okay, so tip is definitely take this stuff off before you try and put it together, otherwise it gets in the way. It's caught in your hinges, etc. Okay, so let's see if this one's as comfortable as the one was in the shop. Yeah, this is so comfortable, it's not funny. I'm really happy with this, and we'll just test whether the dog's okay with it. Alright with that. Alright, okay, down you go. So I've got to tell you, this is so comfortable. I've had my backside in a number of camp chairs, whether it's been just the own ones I've bought over the years, or whether it's just, you know, doing the rounds at camp and sitting in other people's chairs when somebody brings out a nifty chair. I did spot this at a camping shop, Camping Country I think it's called, down there at Warners Bay, and was again going through all their chairs while I was there. I was there to get some gas filled, but I thought, oh, I'll go check out their chairs. And I went through every single chair they had, literally every single chair that they had on the floor that they had set up. I went and put my backside in it. I was pretty happy with some of them, but none of them were really sort of floating the boat, and none of them were that much better than anything that I already had. And then I sat in this and I just went, oh, that is awesome. And I'm getting the same feel from sitting in it right now as I did when I was sitting in the shop, and the same every time. This is the King Kokoda. They did have the King Goanna, which was very similar, except it had the light material arms instead of the aluminium arms. Some of the feedback I've seen is that these aluminium arms can get a little bit hot. I don't know whether that's the case. Obviously I've only just got this. So I did look at the material one, but I just found this just to be that little bit more comfortable. The ridged arms were good. And downfall is this one doesn't have a table, where the other ones had attachable tables that you could get and fit under these. There didn't seem to be an option, and certainly the guy at the show, when I said to him, is there a table option for this? He said no. And I said, what about those ones that you got down the end for 25 bucks? And he said, you know what? I haven't tried them. So a better response from him would have been, look, I'm not sure. Maybe those ones would fit, rather than just saying flat out no. But based on that response, I thought, you know what? I'm not spending more money with you. You've just done me right there. I'll take my chair and I'll go. So I did. So for the fat people out there, 150 kilo or 330 pound weight limit, 5-year warranty, which is always nice. Now what makes this range of Oztent chairs, I guess, a little bit unique is this strapping system that you've got here. This can be used just, I guess, you know, similar to your normal buckle system on a backpack or something like that. You can pull this in and that will give you some lumbar support here. Same on this side. A little bit interesting is that this buckle is down here on this one, and on this side my buckle is right up over here. So I'm guessing that is a single piece strap with a buckle on either end. So we'll just make an adjustment to that to make that square. The thing I'm noticing is they've actually, whoever's set this up has strapped it wrong. So you can see this buckle is set up correctly. Main strap coming up the inside and going through the buckle and then coming to the outside. You can see that there. And that's the opposite of what they've done on this side. See, they've gone up with a strap on the outside of the buckle there and then through on the inside, which is not actually holding anything. So we're going to have to redo that. What we're going to do is just take that strap out of there, go to the inside, bring it through, back through the front there. So that buckle will now actually work. As you can see, we'll tighten that up. and that's going to hold. So as I mentioned earlier, what I have noticed is that this buckle system is just one piece. So you've got these two pieces here that go from the front of the chair. This is just a section of webbing at the back. As you can see, pull it through, and that's just got the buckles at either end. So you want to make sure you're pulling those, you know, roughly at the same tension, otherwise you're going to end up with this section here pulling out one side or the other, and I don't think I'd like to have to try and put that back in. With that tight, I'll just hit it again. Okay, so that's a little bit too tight across my back. Good support, so if you've got a bad back, these are probably a good chair with this strapping, because that's given me a lot of support in the back there, to a point where it's actually arching my back, which is not particularly comfortable for me, but if you've got a bad back, that might be ideal. You can see the amount of arch that's in the back there behind me. I'm going to grab these buckles and pull them out, and that will allow that to loosen, and that gives you quite a deep seated position, which is not what I like. I want that somewhere in the middle, so I'm just going to grab the straps on both sides, just pull them up, and that's about where we want it there. So I'm getting nice lumbar support from the shoulders. It is leant back a little bit, so you'd have to be aware of that. As you can see, I'm a little bit declined, I guess. It is a fixed position. I'm just checking to see whether that's going to move, and it won't. So that's your fixed position, so it is slightly leaning back. The comfort for me is coming from the soft seated position, so it is a little bit drooped, so it kind of cups your bum a little bit underneath, but I am still getting the lumbar support across the back and allowing me to sort of rest my shoulders back, kind of a little bit arched, but it's a really nice sort of seated position. With other chairs, sometimes I feel like I'm sitting on the chair. Certainly anything that's like a director's chair, they're just too firm for me and I don't feel comfortable in them, albeit that I like that designer chair. I just don't feel them particularly comfortable. I feel like I'm at work or something like that. But this, I really feel like I'm sitting in the chair. That was the feeling I got when I first sat in it. My bum sort of went right into it and I went, oh, that's kind of good. And then I leaned back and I went, oh, that support is just right. Interestingly though, the fact that they had the sample chair that I went and sat in around about this position is what sold me. Had that been tighter, like that, or looser, slackened right off, I wouldn't have felt anywhere near the same as I did when I sat in the chair, and I would have gotten straight out of it and went, yeah, no, not the one for me. So that said, if you're going to test out these chairs, make sure you play with the straps here at the back, and just give it a bit of a movement. Yeah, so that's good. Straight away, I just go, yeah, that's just about right. Comes around you, if you've ever sat in a sports car with the wraparound seats and had that sort of feeling, it's kind of a little bit like that. It does come up, wraps around you, and I've got to tell you, it's a warm back chair as well. Probably not going to be the best chair in summer, but this is quite thick and a little bit padded. So in winter, when you're sitting at a campfire and you've got the campfire roaring in front of you and your front's all warm, and then you sit back in your chair and you go, oh Jesus, the back of the seat's cold. I don't think I'm going to have an issue with this one, but I'm going to have to test it out. I don't know whether it's the Oztent or the Jet Pilot seats that they've got the hotspot variant, which has basically got pockets in different places where you can put heat packs, which, you know, or a hot water bottle or something like that can supply heat through the chair. This isn't that model, but I have noticed that there is, I don't know, a pocket, if you will, on the top of the chair here, which I have no idea what that's for. You can see it's just a pocket, not of any particular great depth, but you can certainly put sunnies or a hat or something in that, whether it's just storage on it, I don't know. Stop it. He's already gone out the other way, dickhead. Now on either side, you've got these little pockets. Obviously that's a drink holder. And this one, probably too small for a packet of ciggies, but that's going to work very well for my vape. And this is replicated on the other side, just like that. Now these are insulated, so that'll keep your drink a little bit cool. This pocket is not. It does have a hole. Both of these ones have a hole in the bottom, so if you spill your drink, it's going to go out there. This one, not so much. So this one is literally just a pocket. You know, lighters, torches, your e-cigarette, something like that. Pretty handy. And in lieu of a table, that's not too bad. So there you go. So plenty of room for all your bits and bobs. They have a hit on that. Perfect. Construction is up to Oztent standards. I've always found Oztent stuff to be excellent. It's just that a little bit higher sort of market quality. materials on them are always good. It is sort of a crisscross fashion. If you're the kind that likes to fold their legs up underneath the chair, you're not going to be able to do it with this one. Now, as a shorter person as well, one of the other things, my normal camp chairs, I always end up with a ridge across the back of my legs here. Because I'm shorter and my feet don't necessarily touch the ground, I end up with a firm ridge here, and that presses on the back of my legs and makes it quite uncomfortable on some chairs, your typical camp chairs. I don't get that on this one. It is ever so slightly present, but certainly not as pronounced as it is on the normal camp chairs. Based on the height of those legs, this is probably a shorter person chair. I'm 5'4", if you're 6 foot, something like that, this is probably not going to be the chair for you. As a guesstimate, 5'8", 5'10" or something might be the limit on this one. But they have a number of these chairs with this mechanism here. So you can have a look at those different ranges, and some of those might be more suitable if you're the taller person. You can see here with these pulled in, you can see how it sort of cups the back, comes in around your back, both sides, just makes it super comfortable when you're sitting in this. And you can see under here, this is where your bum is basically, and you can see that you kind of sink into that as well, which is, it just makes for a real nice feel. From a quality perspective, from material, finish, absolutely love it. From a comfort, A1 plus for me. This really is the chair that I've been looking for. I think I'll let you know whether that changes once I've spent a bit of time in it. One thing I don't like is the way it packs up and sets up. When it's in its upright position, these arms come slide up and then they lock in with these little locks here. Now I'm not sure about the longevity of those. So basically they just come up, they latch on, they lock on to this piece here, and then you just slide them forward and they drop over that little pin just there. Now I don't know how long they're going to last. If anything on this chair is going to fail, I reckon it's going to be this. This feels too light. Had that been metal, I would have been happier. It's not, so be it. And look, it's not taking a lot of weight load, it's not doing a lot, but it just feels like the lightest plastic that's on the whole chair, which is disappointing because this is a moving part. Compared to everything else being nice and solid, I would have liked to have seen this, you know, at the same level of quality. The only reason I say that is I've got some of these outdoor chairs that you see the dog sitting in here. They had a locking mechanism that used to slide down over this plastic here. Being out in the sun, snapped, and as you can see, it is now gone. So I'm a little bit disappointed that they've gone with plastic in that scenario there on the Oztent, but we'll see how that travels. Close enough, mate, close enough. These plastic things, they, once you fold it up, clips down the bottom, same sort of mechanism. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed in that plastic. Now, as comfortable as this is, I don't think I've fallen asleep in this one. That headrest could use to be just a little, you know, if it was just there, this would be the perfect chair. But because it's not, it's a little bit further back, I think I can actually put some sort of a inflatable pillow or something on that. You know what, let me go and find one. So I went shopping and actually saw this chair for the first time and sat in it and kind of fell in love with it at the shop. I was actually there to get some gas refilled, and while I was there I figured I'd needed to get myself a new inflatable pillow as well. So I'm going to blow this one up and I'm going to see whether I can get this to fit. This one is the Zempire, Z-E-M-P-I-R-E camping equipment. So it's a Zempire chill pill. It's got a really nice feel to it, this one, and packs up really, really small. About 3 breaths to fill up. I'm just going to see what that does if I stick it in that headrest there. A little bit big for this duty, but anyway, so if we let some air out. So that's small enough that we can get that packed in there without worrying about catching it with the zip. See what that does for our comfort level. So that's quite full there now. I think that's going to do the trick, you know. Yep, all right. So if you've got one of these and you're finding that it's a little bit too far back, throw your inflatable headrest, throw your inflatable pillow in here. You're gonna have to fiddle about with it to get the right pressure, but you know what I said, if it was a perfect chair, if that headrest was a little bit further forward, guess what? It's a little bit further forward. Yeah, okay, that's good. Probably a little bit more pressure out of it, but you know, that's a really, really comfortable sit, and could quite easily nod off. You know what, if you weren't here watching, probably would. Just made life that much better. If they had the same mechanism that they've got here with the strapping around this part for your head, so you could just tighten her up, pull her in, relax it back, that'd be nice. So Oztent, if you're looking, cut the straps on the back, thanks. Same sort of mechanism across the back of the headrest, so I can just reach back, pull it in, a little bit of support for the neck. That would be bang on, thanks very much. So that's it guys, that is the Oztent King Kokoda chair. Not the smallest chair packed up, but it is the most comfortable one I've sat on once it's set up. I'm going to pack all this shit up now. I'm going to be spending a bit of time in this. Looking forward to it. Thanks very much for stopping by. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.